Just went on Tuesday, October 4th, 2016 to Midday Video for members of Market Chess Subscription Services. Intraday ideas and analysis. Got some weakness sticking into the afternoon here. The morning strength, again, couldn't hold. Choppy market. You can see in the S&P Daily Chart, if we hold below 2150, we kind of risk losing this triangle lower. Potentially, we don't want to extrapolate a breakdown. That's been tough, but 2120, this 2130, 2120 area below in the S&P cash, that's a big one. So a little bit of weakness creeping in today. It's true, the actual VIX is low. It's starting to perk up a little bit here. But these ETFs are still pretty weak. I mean, the VXX, UVXY. Now, why is that happening? The answer is they could be a function of complacency in the market. Maybe nobody really wants to buy the VIX ETFs because they've been burned so many times, but this may be the time to buy them. So open mind is key. Let's see how this unfolds. We've been advocating a light strategy in terms of longs, but there have been some nice setups. So that's kind of been the quant. We had to kind of stay on the ball and prepared. We don't want to front run small caps and the NASDAQ. You can see NASDAQ weakness, but still outperforming other indices today and above all moving average. So we can't get too bearish too soon. Now, treasuries are dropping. Deutsche Bank is still green, which is interesting. But TLT down, that means rates are up in the rate-sensitive sectors. REITs crushed again, utilities, they're oversold. But the staples, letter K and Coca-Cola, and I still think Procter & Gamble at some point is going to be a short here. I think that's a holdout. So the safety plays, they continue to look weak. Now, what do we do about this idea that banks had a pretty strong morning and they're green here? Well, we keep them on watch. I mean, I think Zion, I think, Region, I think Pac West, PACW. I think, Pac West not too good today, but Huntington, that's the one. H-Bond, I think that's a nice coil here. If they finish strongly, I think we could look at them. You can see they're off their highs, Citigroup, but nice action. Banks like when TLT goes down, typically. Okay, what about else? Well, look, the leaders like Alphabet are just hanging in there. This isn't a bloodbath yet. Amazon stretched, but we knew that. I mean, Apple still could go higher. Priceline still just grinding up. So, again, a lot of names are still in position to work. I mean, GoPro could have worked this morning, but the market usually pressures breakouts in this kind of scenario. Remember, most stocks move with the broad market. Pandora, nice gap up. That's a relative strength play. So, again, China names have been hot. Weibo, Sina got going here. If that holds into the bell, Sina, I think I could look at that as a long idea. But obviously, I don't want to see stocks closing on the lows. So a little bit of dilemma there. I mean, VIP Shop, pretty good. So some of these high beta China names looking pretty good. Etsy's a relative strength name. That's looking good. And then some energy plays. CNX, we talked about this one. And I'm still long FET, and that's, acting reasonably well. So a couple relative strength plays. Again, in these kinds of scenarios, there's nothing wrong with just waiting it out and seeing if we get a move here. I mean, Skyworks is looking good. The semiconductor, remember, noted this above 77, 77, 20. I mean, this is a long idea. So you can see there's still names holding up well, acting well. McDonald's getting crushed. We talked about that, but Arco, the South America McDonald's franchisee, I mean, that's still acting well. So again, tit for tat. I did go short Nike. It's a weak name. Earnings are out of the way. Disney is a short idea. Starbucks, check earnings with them, but they look actionable as well into right here. I mean, if you're looking for a hedge, at least, I think that works. PayPal and Quiogen, just kind of hanging in there as far as my longs go. Same with Mimecast, just kind of hanging with you. Home Depot faded green to red. That's what I'm looking for. And then Corn had a decent day today. Decent follow through. Let's see if she closes the week out. Well, Sugar, I just did a post on it. This is the leader, and it was a nice bounce back today. Again, you have to be careful with these ETNs. They trade thinly in terms of volume. I may dip a toe in there. Acacia is getting a little bit of play. Look, when a big momentum nonster tests its 58 moving average, we got to see if they're going to defend it. I mean, Twilio, LN, and PI, no dice there. Acacia may be the first one to see if that turns up. But look, on the whole, we got a market which is clearly still searching for direction. We may just be resetting things before we go higher. but we don't want to be complacent either, which again is why we've been advocating that light tight strategy. Under Armour, if that cracks 38, there's another actionable short idea there. And I'd be looking for American Express to Buffett trade on the short side, but I think it's bouncing with some financials. So it's getting some of that love today, which is fine. I'll lay off the action until it till it kind of sets up a little bit better. Raymond James, we talked about that new idea into the week. E-Trade, the online broker, still grinding up. And look, names like Shopify, I'd love to go long. Goldman Sachs initiated coverage, a hot software chart, just steady as she goes, I should say, but a hot growing firm in software. It's just an issue of, again, are broad market conditions conducive to it? And the answer is not quite yet. You know, Bluebird, Spark, you'd like to go long these biotechs. Pretty good action today. But here's what's happening is the market, when you look at the S&P chart, this kind of weakness a little bit and choppiness, it's almost keeping a lid on the very best place. So maybe a little more patience, and then if and when the lid gets lifted, i.e. we stabilize and go higher, those names, the best names, that's why we keep harping on them, can really, I think, explode to the upside. If that doesn't happen, and if we do weaken, then first and foremost, you'll be glad to be light and tight. And secondly, we got some quick hitting short ideas. I mean, maybe Ford if that starts to roll over. But the other ideas we looked at, Sherwin-Williams looks atrocious. I mean, and I'm looking for Lowe's and Home Depot to follow down at some point, housing derivative sectors. Update with everything at Chess Trades on Twitter. Thank you.